handing you is going to pre-marked for identification purposes. It's item 141. You recognize this?
Yes, it's a carpet sample that was cut from the bedroom floor.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Did you collect that item?
Yes,
Where did you collect it from?
Jason Chen's bedroom.
Thank you. Your Honor, at this time, I would move to admit into evidence item 141. I'd like to take the, can I have the document projector, Your Honor? Yes, sir. Now, ma'am, now placing on the document projector what's been admitted into evidence as Exhibit 141. You described earlier a paper bag, and we can all see the paper bag. What's the significance of the red item that's stapled to the top of this red bag?
That is a property tag. Property and Evidence Department would apply that to the bag.
Okay. What is the significance of item number that we see here?
It just corresponds with the item number that's on the bag.
And does that correspond with the item number as it's introduced into property?
Yes,
Okay. When we see a description here, what's that?
it's just a brief description of what is in the bag.
So that you know what's inside the brown paper bag?
Yes.
Now we see some white tape. What does that tell the jury?
The package was sealed.
Does it mean that it potentially was opened at some point for examination?
It could have been, but they would have had to cut the seal and then reseal it.
And we see a kind of a scribble there with a Sharpie towards the center. What's that?
That's my initials.
Does that mean that, what does that mean? Placing your initials on the seal and the bag itself?
That means that I sealed that bag.
Okay. After it was opened at some point?
Yes.
What's the significance of the white label?
That is a crime scene investigator evidence label. We apply it to all items of evidence to give a brief description of what the item is, where the item was collected, and when it was collected.
Who prepares that white label?
The crime scene investigator would.
So in this case, it says Investigator M. Johnson. That means you prepared this label.
More than likely. Sometimes when we get back to the office, other people will assist in typing up your labels.
The location of recovery, okay? If the jury were to want to, there's a lot of evidence already in evidence in this case. If they were wanting to examine a particular item of evidence and place it within a particular location, can they learn anything by looking at the location of recovery?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
Sure. So the jury has received a lot of items of evidence, okay, which they'll be allowed to take back with them to review.
Okay.
If they were wanting to look for a particular item of evidence that was found in a particular location, could they do that by looking at the recovery location?
Yes.
Okay. And in this case, it says bathroom, bedroom, transition, southeast of shower. What does that mean?
That was the location given to it by me and on the evidence report. And then we will transfer that information to the evidence label.
Okay. And ma'am, you indicated that item inventory number 6 is on this label. It's also on the red card that was stapled to the other side. Could you show the jury where on the crime scene sketch that would be located?
Yes, it's right there in the doorway between the bathroom and the bedroom.
Okay, now going into our television here, where would that be?
At the upper part right there, will this laser reach up there?
It doesn't really reflect.
No.
It reflects, so. Would it be right
Yes.
there where it says number 6?
Correct.
Okay. So for all the items of, that were collected from Jason Chen's apartment, if they wanted to find something from a particular spot, they could start by looking at the crime scene diagram,
Correct.
identifying the item number,
Yes.
and then comparing that number 6 with the number 6 that we see right there.
Correct.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, I'm handing you what's been marked for identification as item 142. You recognize this item?
Yes.
What is that item, ma'am?
It is a carpet sample with suspected blood taken from Jason Chen's bedroom.
And specifically, what item number is that?
Item number 9.
We have please. So using the crime scene sketch, where is item 9?
It'll be above and to the right of number 6.
So above to the right?
Yes.
Okay, so right here next to the rectangle.
Correct.
Draw your attention now to Exhibit 68. Is there any correlation between inventory item 9, what's been marked for identification 142, and the bloody spot that you identified in Exhibit 68?
I'm sorry.
Okay. Is there any correlation between this physical item and what we see on the screen in
Yes.
Exhibit 68?
It's that area right there where the suspected blood was.
Did you remove that area of carpet?
Yes, it was cut out.
Is what you've identified as 142 the area of carpet that you removed from that location in Exhibit 68?
Yes.
Your Honor, I move to admit item 142 into evidence.
So admitted.
And I'm handing you now this has been marked for identification as item 143. You recognize that?
Yes.
What is item 143 now?
It's a blue and red plaid shirt.
Where was that?
Button down.
Where was that item recovered from?
Bedroom closet.
All right, I move to admit item 143.
So admitted.
All right, ma'am. As part of your initial walkthrough, there's a ton of photographs taken. Do you take another set of photographs?
We also take photographs throughout the processing of the scene, and we also take photographs just prior to exiting the scene.
So there are multiple sets of photographs taken.
Yes.
When we say processing the scene, does that mean,
Searching.
okay, do you do anything else during the processing?
We'll test areas of suspected blood. We may use other processes like Blue Star to identify areas that are not visible to the naked eye.
And I'm handing you what's going to be marked as Exhibit 144, a collective exhibit, specifically pages 1 to 9. You take a moment and familiarize yourself with those. photographs generally depict?
These are photographs of the apartment once the evidence markers were laid down.
And specifically which room?
Living room, kitchen area,
So the front portion of the apartment.
yes,
So we're now focusing on the area that's shown on the screen on the television right now.
yes,
Are these photographs that you took when you conducted the search warrant?
yes.
Your Honor, I would move to admit into evidence Exhibit 144, collected 1 to 9.
So admitted.
Thank you. Now published to the jury.
Yes, sir.
Let's start with item 1 then. Oops, sorry. On the crime scene diagram, here we go. Item 1 is indicated with a circle and an arrow. What does that mean?
That's the location it was located, and the arrow probably indicates it was under the couch.
Okay. Can we see Exhibit 1 in this photograph?
Yes.
I'm now showing second page of the collective exhibit. What are we looking at here now?
It says item number 1, scrub brush.
And why would that be important or a potential item of evidence that you would deem worthy of marking with an evidence marker?
After seeing the suspected blood throughout the apartment, it was probably believed that there was a strong possibility that there was some cleaning up done based on the amount of cleaning materials and other items that were there.
Now showing you third page of the collective exhibit. What are we looking at in this photograph?
This is suspected blood right here, beside number 2.
Zoom in so the jury can see that. Would you mind pointing it out to the jurors? And where is this adjacent to? Where is this in the crime scene?
It's behind the couch.
Okay, we're now looking at a close-up of that second evidence marker.
Yes.
Fifth page, what are we looking at here?
It's an overall photograph from item 4 to item 6. With item 3, it's under the kitchen sink.
Okay, so under the kitchen sink is item number 3. What is item number 3?
There's a box of hefty trash bags, drawstring, I believe 33 gallon.
Are those what we would describe as kitchen-sized garbage bags, ma'am?
Not really, no. The kitchen does not appear to be 33 gallons.
So it's smaller, so it's a mismatch.
Yes.
And I'm handing you what's been marked for identification purposes as Exhibit 145. What is this?
A box of black trash bags.
Is that the box of white trash bags that we see collected from item marker 3 on the screen?
Yes, the hefty trash bags, yes.
Your Honor, I move to admit into evidence Exhibit 145.
So admitted.
Ma'am, what color were the pull tabs for these garbage bags?
Blue.
Can you point that out to the jury?
Yeah, that's the pull tab right there, and it's also indicated on the outside of the box.
Thank you, ma'am. I'm now showing you the 8th page of the collective exhibit. What is located in item 4?
It's another suspected blood stain.
Zooming in, exhibit, the 9th page of the collective exhibit. You put that out to the jury?
Yes, this area up here.
Now, did you like a piece of carpet that was admitted into evidence as Exhibit 143?
No,
You didn't pull up the floorboards?
no.
How do you process a stain like that on a surface?
We would collect what we call a suspected blood swab.
How does one collect a suspected blood swab?
Using a sterile cotton swab. We add distilled water to one of them. One is wet, one is dry. And we will swipe over the suspected area. And then we'll place that in a sterile cardboard box. And then we'll place that inside a brown paper bag.
Is that the process that you learned through your training?
Yes,
Is that the process that you've used throughout your career as a crime scene investigator?
yes.
Handing you what's been marked for identification as number 146, specifically 1 to 8. Would you mind familiarizing yourself with those?
Okay.
What do they show, ma'am?
These are photos I took, overall photos of items of evidence in the bathroom.
Okay, so using the crime scene diagram, we'll be talking about this general area here.
Correct.
Do they fairly and accurately depict what you observed with your own eyes when you conducted the search warrant?
Yes.
Your Honor, I move to admit into evidence collective exhibit 146.
So admitted.
Thank you. Ma'am, could you please describe to the jury what we're looking at here?
Again, it's an overall photo of items marked for evidence in the bathroom. Item 5, I believe was a blood swab. 6 was a cutout of the carpet with blood. 7 was some boxer briefs, underwear.
Specifically, item 5, did you collect a sample of the reddish substance that we see immediately to the right and below Exhibit 5,
Correct?
using the process with that sterile swab that you described earlier?
Yes.
Now, what about item 6 that we see in the third page of the collected exhibit? How did you process that particular item of evidence?
Actually cut out the section of carpet and looked underneath and made sure that the blood had saturated through the carpet and the padding and to the subfloor.
And so the record is clear, the process that you just described resulted in item 6, which is Exhibit 141 to the trial.
Yes.
Thank you. You described that there was a substance that went through from one side to the other. I'm now showing you page 4 of the collected exhibit. Did you point that out to the jury?
Yes, right here.
Thank you, ma'am. Did you collect the clothing article that we see in Exhibit 7, or I'm sorry, Item 7 on page 5 of the collective exhibit?
Yes,
Okay. So you collected those.
yes.
What's the significance of number 8, ma'am? That appears to be in the shower.
Yes, that's the shower drain. It had visible hair, and we collected it for possible forensic evidence.
I'm now showing you the 8th page of that collective exhibit. It's a close-up. So you collected that hair?
Yes, and the drain.
Oh, so you took the actual metallic drain that we see, the circular object in the middle.
Yes, the drain cover, yes.
Thank you, ma'am. After you processed the bathroom, where did you go next?
To the bedroom.
Handy, it's been marked for identification as 174, specifically pages 1 to 6. Would you mind familiarizing yourself with that?
Okay.
What do they show?
Overall photographs of items marked for evidence in the bedroom.
Do they fairly and accurately show what you collected at the crime scene
Yes,
from the bedroom?
yes.
Your Honor, I move to admit into evidence 147.
147.
That's collective exhibit.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. All right, so we have here Exhibit 9, or Evidence Marker 9, Evidence Marker 10. Evidence Marker 9 is that carpet piece that we have here as Exhibit 142 to the trial.
Yes.
What is item 10?
It's a button with a small piece of material attached to it.
Now showing you the second page of the collective exhibit, and I'm going to skip ahead to the third page. I'm sorry, the fourth page of the collective exhibit. What was on about that? Why did you mark that as a possible item of evidence, and did you in fact collect that?
Yes, I did collect it. It was definitely out of place. The button possibly could have been torn from the shirt since the material was still attached to it.
To your knowledge, did you ever find an article of clothing that was connected to that button?
No.
Now showing you the fifth page of the collective exhibit. What are we looking at here?
Item number 11 was a knife that was on the bed.